Good afternoon. This is Jeremy Nicholson, and I am doing assignment 9, race, class, access, gender, and equity, down here at the lake house. So you might hear some screaming from kids, might hear people coming in, walking in on me, but it's just that time of the year. I think everybody's down at the lake, seems like, or trying to have fun. So let's get started. I decided to do mine on 2 videos on Coach K. He's a head basketball coach at Duke. He has won over 1,000 games. He's won 4 national championships. He's just a great leader. Me being a basketball coach, I think very highly of him, and try to follow in his lead. One of the videos talks about him and what he thinks is good in leadership. And then the next video talks about his players and his coaches. They're speaking about him and what leadership traits he does that's extremely well. The 2 videos talking about leadership qualities. Coach K spoke about several things that he thought are pivotal in a quality leader. If the leader can possess these qualities, then his or her team or business will be successful. In the first video, it speaks about how Coach K, he says me being me, and he doesn't think that if you're in order to be successful, a leader has got to be yourself. And obviously, if your qualities aren't, if you being you is not good, then you're probably not going to be a good leader. But he means possessing, just being yourself, and your players or your business, the people who work for you, will definitely read that. Coach K spoke about how he let the passing of his brother affect the way he was a leader. In one of the years, their team lost 2 or 3 games in the ACC, and that was unheard of. Well, it was during one of it. His brother had just passed away, and he was taking it out. He was struggling in his personal life, and he let that bleed over into his professional life, and that can definitely take a direct effect. He said that his team immediately began struggling once it started happening. Next thing he talks about is self-evaluation. Look in the mirror and be honest with the job you are doing on a daily basis. Coach K says that the self-evaluation should not be about X's and O's. It should be about relationships and emotions. He speaks in this video about how if you can evaluate yourself and honestly, then that way you can base on what you need to go off and go from there. What it takes. Towards the end of the video, he speaks about, he gets asked the question what it takes, and he says you have to be healthy and fresh, and most importantly, when he talks about healthy and fresh, you need to be mentally, physically, and emotionally fresh. In order for a team to be able to reach their goals, everyone must possess all of these traits. He speaks about all 3 and talks about how important they are, but the emotional health is often overlooked. He says that a lot of times, leaders want leaders in business or on teams. They look at the physical traits of human beings and the mental traits, but emotionally, that's where a lot of people are struggling. And Coach K talks about how you really got to get to know your players to be able to get on that level with them emotionally. Another thing that what it takes to get where you want to be is somebody's got to become a star. Now, in order for teams to reach the top, a star normally arises. That star is their leader on the court and is an extension of the coach. The last thing he talked about was luck. Every championship team is good. However, Coach K speaks about how you must get a little lucky in order to reach the top. Staying healthy has something to do with that. You got to be a little lucky to go throughout the course of the year, without having any bumps and bruises. You've got to face teams that you match up well with. In the business world and in the school districts, looking at this from a team aspect, he's talking about when he says face teams that you match up well with. He's talking about the NCAA tournament, and there's some teams that he doesn't match up well with, and then there's other teams that his teams are really good against, and he speaks about how you've got just a little bit of luck has got to play into all that. Next thing is coaches and players on Coach K. This is the next video we talked about, and seen in these pictures here. Several Obviously, his players think very highly of him, and his assistant coaches do as well. He's had several assistant coaches go on to head coach to be successful as head coaches. Coach Wojo is one of his assistants. He says some of his amazing leadership skills are he's got amazing preparation skills, tireless worker, great communication skills. And his best attribute is a desire to invest in and build relationships. They say it over and over again, talking about Coach K and his intrinsic leadership ability. He's consistent desire to invest in and build relationships. He says, if you can't have a relationship with a player, it's hard to coach that kid. Chris Paul, he played for Coach K in the Olympics, and he said Coach K has the ability to be confident but not arrogant. Here's a quote that Coach K said, "I don't believe in checking your egos at the door. I believe in everyone bringing their egos in and then leaving the door with everyone together as a shared ego." That's kind of an interesting point. A lot of coaches and leaders say, leave your ego there. We don't want your ego in here. Well, Coach K says that he wants the ego there because in order to be good, you got to be a little confident in yourself. But it's to an extent. He says, just come in and bring your ego, and then let's all collaborate our egos and then leave together. J.J. Redick was a player of his. He says it doesn't matter if you're in a meeting with Coach K or having practice or in a game, you know what you are going to get with him. You're going to get his absolute best, and you can't fake that. Me being a coach, I definitely can see this. As a leader, if you're a principal at your school district, you can. Teachers are smart. Kids are smart. They know if somebody's just going to be just sitting at their desk, never out and about. But if they're walking the hallways, they're talking to people. They're talking to the freshman that doesn't play any sports, or they're talking to the senior that may be struggling or maybe real quiet, or they're talking to one of the all-star basketball players. If their principal's out and about, the kids see that and the teachers see that and they know they care, and they're going to work harder for a boss like that. Applying inclusive leadership. My principal has this picture on his desk, and I think this is definitely one of the best pictures one of the best portraits of an inclusive leadership. A lot of people are this right here. A lot of people are the top one, and those aren't very fun to work for. I like to work for this person on the bottom. The ins and outs of inclusive leadership. I found an article that I thought was pretty good. It talks about the 5-point framework for change for an inclusive leader. And this is going to be applied for business world or at the school district. Number 1 is vision. Number 2 is lead. 3 is develop. 4 is embed. 5 is evaluate. The vision, it talks about individuals will only make a sustained change in behavior when there is a clear purpose and incentive to do so. Last year, we actually just got our vision and mission just upgraded. It was about a 20-year-old vision and mission, and teachers like it, and I think the kids are going to adapt to it. And this is going to be the first year we really put that into play, and we're going to push our kids and our students, and hopefully it sends off. I like having knowing what when you go into those doors every morning, knowing what the entire vision is of the school district. Lead. If you're an administrator, you got to build a group of sponsors that are bought into the vision. Change is often negated because individuals overlook the need to make fundamental changes amongst themselves. If you're a leader, if you're a principal at a school district, and you're the only one that's wanting change, and you can't sell to any of the other teachers that change is needed, then change isn't going to happen. I think in my 7 years of teaching, I've seen a lot of teachers that have been around for 25 years. They don't really like the word change at all, and it's uneasy to them. And if you can get those people involved with the younger ones, then change can really happen. And then develop is the next one. 3 major competencies need to take place for change to happen: adaptability, develop diverse talent, and build inclusive relationships. I think this is a major issue for change to happen in your school district, and being a leader that that shows adaptability and can develop different talent. If everybody's good at one thing, then it's not diverse, and then build close relationships with each other. Number 4 is embed. Now you have to talk the talk. Now you have talked the talk, but can you walk the walk? Are you going to do what you said you're going to do? Are you going to step in between the doors and actually practice the vision? Begin gaining experiences in what you developed. Practice what you've preached on a daily basis. The last thing is evaluate. For changes to be of any true value, they've got to be lasting and consistent. I think this is a great quote here by Tony Robbins. Hold everyone accountable, be present, available for staff members, be honest, and show them you care. That last thing we talked about with Coach K, and being an inclusive leader, you've got to be honest, and you've got to show each and every student and each and every staff member, whether it be at a school district, business, or a team, that you care about them. And then they're going to be willing to work. They're going to be able to listen. They're going to be willing to listen for you. And there's my videos and articles. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it.